Today, we're going to talk about the Star Wars Black Series action figures that have yet to be made in 6-inch form. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Matt from Nerdzoic.com. Before we get going here, go ahead and hit subscribe. I wouldn't want you to miss anything. Again, Tuesdays, Thursdays, when we put up the new stuff, we have a lot of really cool content coming, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So make sure you hit that button and hit that bell if you want to know right away when it comes out. Today, we got a fun one for you. We're going to talk about Star Wars, the Black Series. Specifically, we're going to talk about the figures that Hasbro has not made yet, which makes me sad. Now, to give this list some form of structure, I've decided to pick out one, mostly one, character from each movie that has not been made in 6-inch form. As we go through this, you'll see that I did not use anything outside of the Skywalker Saga. That means no Rogue One, no the Clone Wars cartoon, no other cartoons, no Han Solo movie. Yeah, I might end up putting the Mandalorian in there because it's freaking awesome. But everything else is going to be just the 9 Skywalker movies. Alright, let's jump into this here. We start off with Star Wars Episode 1. Even though it didn't come out first, chronologically in the Star Wars world, I guess it kind of happened first. I'm going to break some hearts here. That's right. I'm going to say the figure we need more than anyone else that has not been made from Episode 1. Please, Hasbro, make us a Jar Jar Binks action figure. Alright, get out the pitchforks. I know everybody hates them. I kind of hate them too. Didn't hate them at first, but after watching them step in the poopy a few times, I was pretty tired of them. But you gotta admit, it'd be a lot of fun to have a 6-inch Jar Jar figure. Just think of the ways we could, be like Sid from Toy Story with that figure. In all seriousness, though, I would love to have him. He would look awesome the way Hasbro has the technology down now to do really nice scans and the paint decos. Let's just make it happen. And if you don't like him, stab him with toy lightsabers. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. This was, for a very long time, my most hated Star Wars movie, but something else took that place soon. That's a spoiler for later. Now, that movie has not seen much representation in the Black Series, which is probably a good thing. However, I did pick someone. First off, I do want to kind of note that we just finally got a Count Dooku figure, which, again, the movie sucked, but Count Dooku was pretty awesome, so what took so long? 7 years? Seriously? That being said, now that we have Count Dooku, Dexter Jettster, right? Who doesn't need a fat diner alien with 4 arms who seems really mean, but it seems nice and has a plumber's crack? Yeah, he needs to have the plumber's crack in the toy, too. Okay? I'm serious. No, I'm serious. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the best of the prequels. For Revenge of the Sith, the figure I want to see is Chancellor Palpatine yet again, but this time, I want him in his red Senate robes that he wore, the same ones that when he was confronted by Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, and some other Jedi who died really quickly, he kind of did the whole taxi driver lightsaber thing, and his lightsaber popped out. How great would it be if his lightsaber came in like an action like that? It would be like Taxi Driver. It'd be like, you talking to me? Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie ever produced. We've gotten a ton of 6-inch Black Series figures from this movie, but I chose 2 that I still want. That's right, Hasbro. Make it a 2-pack. Give us Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. It's your choice if you want to add the after what happened when the Stormtroopers visited part. You probably don't want to do that because kids. But I do want me some Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. My favorite Star Wars movie, bar none. I love Empire. It was the greatest Star Wars movie and probably my favorite movie of all time. And that's a tough task. Hasbro's made a ton of Black Series figures from this movie, so finding one to make was actually kind of difficult. So what I decided we needed was Lobot. Apparently he won the Fans' Choice Award and he's coming soon, but that doesn't change it. It shouldn't have taken 7 years. Who's Lando going to hang out with without his bald cyborg friend? That's wrong, Hasbro. Left Lando all by himself for all these years? That's messed up. It's my chop. That's the Lobot chop. Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. This was my favorite for a long time. Then I realized that the Ewoks were just put in there to sell toys that I bought. Nonetheless, Return of the Jedi does have a figure that we need, and it's yet another Lando Calrissian sidekick. That's right, it's Nien Nunb, the Celestian co-pilot who goes with him into the core of the second Death Star to blow it up aboard the Millennium Falcon. Why is it that Lando's sidekicks are not getting the attention they deserve? Alright, on to the new trilogy where I learned new ways to say disappointment. It wasn't all bad. I actually kind of like The Force Awakens. So speaking of The Force Awakens, the Black Series figure I'd like to see? Lor San Tekka. Who's that, you ask? Oh, that's the old guy from the beginning of the movie who says things like, "She'll always be a princess to me." And then Kylo Ren says something like, "Look how old you've become." We could use him. Star Wars, The Last Jedi, collectively the movie that fans hate the most. Except me, it's not my most hated, so I guess I kind of just gave away which one is. So for The Last Jedi, all those figures were peg warmers. I really don't want to tell Hasbro to make one that's going to just sit on the pegs. So I chose one that's going to be a peg warmer anyway, because who else are we going to make? That's right, you know where I'm going with this. The Master Codebreaker. The guy who looks like James Bond in a casino. Dude even has a cape. That's the best I could think of. They made a ton of figures from that movie, even though it was not very good. I still have DJ from 𝐼𝐸𝐻𝐼 figures warming the pegs at my local Targets. And that brings us to the poop emoji that is the Rise of Skywalker. Seriously, I hated this movie. There is very little redeemable I could find about it, so coming up with a figure that Hasbro needs to make from that movie, it made my heart hurt. But I found one, and frankly, if Hasbro wants to instead make more Mandalorian figures, I'm okay with that. But the figure I decided we needed was a Jedi Force Ghost Luke, because we don't have a blue Luke yet in any line, so let's make it happen. Bonus points if he can hold a real lightsaber, because Jedi apparently can do that now. Who would have known? Alright, so I kind of alluded to this earlier. I have to talk about the Mandalorian for a minute, because they've been severely underrepresented in the Black Series. There's so many figures we need from that show. We've gotten quite a few already, and they've been impossible to find in stores. I was lucky enough to get the Mandalorian in the carbonized packaging on release day, but I got lucky, because nobody can find that guy anymore. So let's start off with re-releasing him. We could also use him once he gets the updated Beskar armor instead of the crappy armor he has in the figure I have. We could also use Apollo Creed's character. What do you mean his real name's not Apollo Creed? We're talking about Chubbs, right? The Happy Gilmore guy? I've just been informed that that's actually an actor named Carl Weathers. So for Carl Weathers, his character's name is Griff. Could use a Griff action figure. And last but not least, we need some bad guys. Here's who I'm thinking. How about the Client? You guys remember him? I remember the Client. He was the one who was all like, "They say you're the best in the posse. Bounty hunting is a complicated profession. Wouldn't you agree?" And of course, we need the big bad guy that was revealed the last episode of the season, Moff Gideon, complete with his Darksaber. Dun dun dun! Sorry, I don't have a real Darksaber, I'm just pretending. So those are the Hasbro figures we need the most right now for the Black Series. Now at the beginning of the video, I had said that I would tell you what I think the best Black Series figure produced up to this time has been, the Gamorrean Guard. I freaking love this figure. This guy was an exclusive to Target. He retailed for $30. If you missed him, I highly suggest going to pick him out on the secondary market. I checked before I filmed this, and he's going for anywhere between $35 to $45 shipped on eBay right now. So if you still want to pick one up, it's not too late. One more time, I'm going to remind you, hit subscribe if you still haven't yet. And until next time, stay nerdy.